My name is LINDSEY KUCHARSKI, and I am the Vice President of People and Culture. I have now been at Aceable for 2 years.
My name is JASMIN, and I am the People and Culture Coordinator, and I have been at Aceable for a year and a half.
I would say the P&C team is here to help our ACEs. We're dedicated to ensuring Aceable is a compassionate, inclusive, and just a fun place to work. Our creativity on this team, it allows us to make sure the programs that we run don't get stagnant. Ultimately, we work with leaders to think strategically about our people and our culture and to create solutions to help achieve our business goals.
The fun part about being on the People and Culture team is that we partner with every single team here at Aceable. Because we facilitate the recruiting and onboarding process, we get a chance to interact with new ACEs as they start their career with us, which is amazing. It's a core component of our team to meet consistently with all leaders across the organization, just to ensure that teams feel supported and they have the resources that they need to be successful.
We use our culture surveys really as the foundation for a lot of our success metrics. So we can easily define success if we've hit those metrics. We really strive to be data-driven and to use those figures just to make sure we're delivering an amazing employee experience and continue to grow ourselves.
We also measure success through utilization of our different resources. So we're monitoring how much they're using LinkedIn Learning, our wellness program, and our Pursue Growth reimbursement. So we really want to make sure that people take advantage of those programs.
Sometimes it can be hard to put a metric on people. We rely on the feedback that we get from ACEs that we partner with. We lean into those comments in the culture surveys to make sure that the benefits, the programs, or just the support that we're offering are filling the needs of the majority of our employee population. We know that you can't always make everyone happy, and we would drive ourselves absolutely crazy if we tried to do that. But we actively listen and we repeatedly ask questions just to ensure the Aceable culture that we all have a part in creating is exceptional. Trust is going to be essential. It's to do our jobs and be successful. I think the greater team needs to trust that we have the best interests for ACEs at hand while also respecting the business. Leadership needs to trust our ability to collaborate and to deliver results in line with our company values. Just relationship building and the ability to partner, it's paramount to what we need to do.
So I would say first is organization. There are a lot of moving pieces and confidential information that has to get handled carefully. The second thing is attention to detail. And we do handle a lot of documentation that needs to be correct to make sure that compliance is ensured. But there also is a fun aspect of our team, just to make sure that people are engaged, and that also requires some creativity.
Our ultimate goal is to help others succeed. We want to uplift the team, but we need to do so in a way where we're also making smart decisions on behalf of the business. For example, everyone at Aceable would love getting a 30% raise, but we need to take into consideration the market, our total rewards philosophy, and then business continuity. So sorry, no blanket 30% raises this year.
I would agree with LINDSEY 100%. I also think that our team lives the get shit done value as well. We are a team of hard workers and go-getters.
I think many people don't fully appreciate how much customer service comes into play for P&C. We have to have strong customer service skills in order to be successful, and that's not always easy. From my experience, there are some people who make assumptions about the P&C team being the bad guy. Probably my greatest professional pet peeve is when people try to be funny in group settings and make jokes that they need to bite their tongues because either I or another HR team member is present. That makes me nuts. It's actually really a non-inclusive statement that just further perpetuates the stereotype that the P&C team is here to crack down as opposed to uplift.
One of the biggest challenges is that people do not read emails. Just kidding, kind of. I do think that a challenge that we face is that folks don't always know what the people and culture team offers and the resources that we can provide to them. So we have to get creative to ensure that we communicate effectively how we can support all of our employees.
The projects that the PNC team works on, performance reviews, partnering with people leaders on succession planning, performance management and coaching, team building, making sure our compensation is competitive to the market.
We also do recruiting, onboarding, offboarding, culture surveys, and creating action plans based off of those culture survey responses. Also benefits, facilities, and really anything that enhances our employees' experience at Aceable.
I think there are actually two ways to look at this question. The first is what has been the most impactful project, and then maybe what is the most fun. From my end, the most impactful was leveling. In 2021, we looked at every single job within the organization just to make sure that we were paying people the right amount of money that they should be paid. I'm making this sound very short and sweet because it took well over 6 months to do this. We had to be methodical and do it correctly. But we did this amidst the Great Resignation. And I know that this resulted in retention of many ACEs through today, since we're now appropriately compensating people as a result of the framework that we built then. I think the most fun project for me is manager training, and I'm grateful that that's ongoing. It was not a one and done. I enjoy building out those training sessions, but then it's just really fun to have those discussions with managers at Aceable and be able to learn from one another.
I would say it would be the partnership that we had with Cornell, who is our diversity, equity, and inclusion consultant. He was incredibly knowledgeable and taught us so much on different practices and programs that we can implement. In addition, just working with our DEI council. It's a team of really hardworking, talented individuals. So shout out to them.
How do I reset my UKG password? That's one we get a lot. But I think common questions that we have, canned responses for are usually regarding our benefits offering, including stock options. But the most common is a request for partnership from our managers, just on how to handle challenging employee situations. We really greatly appreciate being pulled in so we can make sure that we all have an equitable approach when it comes to performance.
And there is an element of catch all questions that come our way. People come to PNC as a trusted resource when it comes to just about anything. People aren't always comfortable going to their managers with questions, regardless of what the topic is at hand. And so ACEs know that PNC is here to help them and to help the business run smoothly. But we also want to make sure that people succeed.
I would actually rephrase this question to what are we working on to help all of our departments grow from the teaching perspective. Basically, we want to make sure all of our ACEs are gaining just strong professional experience here at Aceable. And we can't have our growing talent perpetually looking for the next big thing. That's just part of our society in this day and age. Our business is going to shift. People's roles are going to shift. And then most of all, the level of performance that we all put forth shifts and experience as well. So PNC works with all levels of the business to help develop the team. And a lot of that can sometimes come down to communication in this specific instance. We work closely with all departments and often help to connect cross-functional teams to help managers understand where their team's head is at and vice versa.
I would say self-sufficiency, but that can be a double-edged sword. We want to empower and grow people here, and that's one of our ultimate goals. However, we do need to ensure that there's consistent treatment of our ACEs across the board. It's awesome that each manager brings a different approach to managing their teams, and that's what makes them unique. However, there needs to be a baseline of consistency to ensure equitable treatment.
Just talk to us. Everyone on this team is a people person, and we're always willing to share our journey into HR and just provide tips, tricks, suggestions.
Practically speaking, I would recommend looking into resources such as SHRM or Society for Human Resources Management. They offer tons of free articles and information about HR. Additionally, I would look into courses offered. I took one at UT. A couple other team members also took the same course, such as Lindsay, Becca, and Blair.
Jasmine makes a good point here when she mentions the SHRM courses and then resources available. One thing that we've seen in the startup world is that people from other departments get moved into HR roles without the necessary just foundation of knowledge of compliance or ideas about what programs have worked and why not. Cross-functional transfers are awesome. But just like any other team, there needs to be a baseline of knowledge, particularly at the startup level when oftentimes the PNC team starts off with only 1 or 2 people max on the team.